Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Behavioring Method. This is the Behavior Decoder. We're going to find out what your child's behavior is trying to tell you. Parents, your kid isn't giving you a hard time. Here's what they're actually telling you. I want to start with a question. Have you ever looked at your child in the middle of a meltdown and thought to yourself, why are they doing this? Maybe it happened at Target. Maybe it happened at a restaurant. Maybe it happened right before school when you were already running late. Or maybe it happened at home after one of the longest days you've ever had. And suddenly, your child is screaming and crying and refusing and arguing and even throwing things. And all you can think is, why is everything such a battle? Why is this happening to me? And if you've ever felt that way, I want to let you know something. You are not alone. I have been there too. And not as a behavior analyst, but as a mom. Because before I thought of myself as an expert in behavior, I was simply a parent trying to figure it out like everyone else. And one moment completely changed the way that I saw behavior forever. I remember standing in the middle of a children's museum while my son was having a complete meltdown. Everyone was staring at me. I could feel the judgment. I could feel the embarrassment. I could feel the frustration building inside of me. And if I'm going to be completely honest, I wasn't thinking about helping him. I was thinking about, how do I make this stop? I wanted the meltdown to stop. I wanted people to stop staring at us. I wanted the situation to disappear. I wanted the floor to open up and just swallow us in that moment. And maybe you've had a moment like that. Maybe several. And in that moment, I was asking the same question that most parents ask. How do I stop this behavior? But then I realized something. That wasn't the right question. The better question is, what is my child trying to tell me? Because behavior is communication, not some behavior, and not just difficult behavior, but all behavior. Every behavior serves a purpose. Every behavior is just meeting a need, and every behavior is communicating something. The challenge is that children don't always have the language, the emotional regulation, the problem-solving skills, or the self-awareness to tell us what they need or how they're feeling. So behavior becomes the language. And once you understand that, parenting starts to feel completely different. So this is why most parents get stuck. Most of us are taught to focus on the behavior. Stop the tantrum. Stop the yelling. Stop the whining. Stop the hitting. Stop the refusal. Stop the talk back. It's stop, stop, stop this, stop that. I want it to stop. But the behavior is like checking the check engine light in your car. Imagine putting tape over the warning light. Yeah, the light disappears, but the problem doesn't. That's what happens when we focus on stopping the behavior. We're treating the symptom without understanding the cause. And eventually, the same struggle keeps showing up again and again, just on a different day or in a different situation. It's the same challenge. So let's talk about the behavior decoder. This is why this is the first method in the behavioring method, the behavior decoder. Because before we respond, before we discipline, before we correct, we need to decode. We need to understand, what is it that your child is actually communicating? And almost every behavior falls into one of 4 categories. I call them the 4 messages. Message 1, see me. Because sometimes behavior is just about connection. Your child just wants attention. Not because they're trying to be manipulative, not because they're trying to annoy you, because they're human. Think about what happens the second that you get a phone call. Suddenly, your child needs something. They need another snack, or they want another hug, or they want you to answer another question. But that's not them saying, let me ruin mom's phone call. That's them saying, Mom, I need you. I need connection. And when we understand that, we stop seeing attention seeking as something negative, and we start recognizing a connection seeking. And that's a very different lens. Message 2, This is hard. This is what we call escape. And parents misunderstand this one all the time. It could be during homework, during bedtime, cleaning up toys, getting dressed, brushing teeth. You ask your child to do something, and suddenly the behavior begins. This is too hard. But why? Because it feels overwhelming. It could feel too difficult, too boring, too frustrating, just too much. They're not saying, I don't respect you. They're saying, I don't know how to handle this. And that's a very different message. Message 3, I want that. This is what we call tangible. Wanting something. This can happen at the grocery store, a meltdown in the toy aisle at Target, the iPad negotiation, the candy argument. Behavior isn't really about the object. It's about not getting what they want, handling the disappointment. It's about frustration tolerance, about emotional regulation. Your child isn't saying, well, I deserve this. They're saying, I don't know how to manage not getting what I want. And that's a skill that can be taught. Message number 4, my body needs something. This one surprises parents. Sometimes behavior has nothing to do with emotions at all. Sometimes it's sensory. It's a feeling. It could be when they chew, when they're spinning around in circles dancing, when they're humming, when they're crashing against you or furniture or jumping up and down. It's about constant movement. But the body is communicating a need. When we understand that, we stop taking it personally because it's not about negotiation. It's about regulation. So parents, the next time your child has a meltdown, don't ask, how do I stop this? Pause, take a breath, and ask, what is my child trying to communicate right now? Do they need connection? Do they feel overwhelmed? Are they struggling with disappointment or not getting something? Is their body asking them something? That one question changes everything because it moves you from reacting to understanding, and from punishment to teaching, from frustration to connection. Listen, this doesn't mean that parenting suddenly becomes easy. I still have hard days. I still lose my patience. I still have moments where I need to remind myself of this because I'm a mom too. But I can tell you this, the day that I stopped seeing behavior as a problem and started seeing behavior as information, everything changed. My relationship with my children changed. The way I responded changed. And the results changed. And that's exactly why this is the first tool in the behavioring method. Because every other tool starts here. Behavior is communication. And our job isn't to just react. Our job is to listen, to understand. If this episode resonated with you, subscribe and join me on the rest of Behavioring series. In the next episode, I'm sharing one of the simplest parenting shifts I've ever learned, and it prevents so many behavior challenges before they even start. And if nobody told you this lately, you are not failing. You are learning, and you're doing better than you think.